So I lived in a 200 square foot box for 2 years. Yeah, a metal and fiberglass box on wheels. And in that time, I saved over $70,000. It was an experiment, a gamble to escape the suffocating grip of rent and fast track my way to a down payment on a house. But what you see on social media, the beautiful sunsets, the freedom, the hashtag vanlife glamour, that's only a tiny fraction of the story. I'm here to give you the full truth, the good, the bad, and the downright freezing. Imagine slashing your biggest monthly expense by over 70%. What could you do without extra cash? Pay off debt? Invest? Finally build that emergency fund? I mean, that possibility is what drove me. Stick with me, and I'll walk you through exactly how I did it. The numbers, the hidden struggles no one really talks about, and the ultimate verdict. Was it actually worth it? The answer? It's gonna surprise you. So let's start with the fundamental question. Why? Rhetorical. Why would anyone willingly trade a comfortable apartment for a cramped RV? For me, it came down to one simple, brutal number, $2,200. That was my monthly rent for a one-bedroom apartment, and it was going up every single year. When you add in utilities, it was closer to, $2,400? That's nearly $29,000 a year just for a place to sleep. Money that just vanished into a landlord's pocket, building zero equity for me. I felt like I was running on a financial treadmill, just working so hard to stay in the exact same place. I started researching alternatives, and that's when the RV idea kind of sparked. I found a local year-round RV park with decent amenities. They charged a flat rate of $600 a month, and this fee included water, sewer, and trash. I'd only have to pay for electricity and propane separately. The math was staggering, a potential savings of $1,600 every single month. Have you ever looked at your bank account after paying rent and just felt defeated? Like you're pouring your life's energy into a bucket with a hole in it? That's exactly where I was. So this wasn't just about saving money, it was about taking back control of my financial destiny. It was a radical move for sure, but the pain of my current situation was so much greater than the fear of the unknown. But of course, it's not as simple as just pocketing that difference. No, there were initial costs, and this is the first reality check I think most people miss. This brings me to the big upfront investment, which is, this is where the dream can die for many before it even starts. You can't save money in an RV if you don't have an RV, and they aren't cheap. I decided to buy a used travel trailer. A new one was just out of the question. They depreciate faster than a car driving off a cliff. I found a 4-year-old 28-foot model that seemed to be in pretty good shape for $30,000. I paid cash from my savings to avoid a loan. And this was a huge psychological hurdle. I mean, I was draining a significant portion of my house fund to buy a temporary home. But the spending didn't stop there. Oh no, there was sales tax and registration, which came to about $1,500. Then RV insurance, which is totally different from car insurance, that was another $1,200 for the year. And here's the detail most people completely underestimate, the whole move-in ready lie. Yeah, every used RV needs work. In my case, the previous owner said everything worked. Within the first month, I had to replace the water heater's circuit board, $200, reseal a section of the roof to prevent a leak, $150 for materials, and buy all the necessary accessories, a special sewer hose, a water pressure regulator, leveling blocks, a heated water hose for the winter. I mean, it all added up to another $2,000 easily. So before I saved a single penny, I was out nearly $35,000. This is a critical point. You have to have a substantial amount of capital to even start this journey. It's a high barrier to entry. Once I had the rig, the next question was, okay, where do I put it? The romantic image is parking by a lake, right? But the reality is much more mundane. I didn't park in a Walmart lot or on the side of the road. I was stationary in an RV park, and this was key for stability, especially since I work from home. My campsite was a concrete slab with full hookups, power, water, and sewer. The park had laundry facilities, a small gym, and reliable Wi-Fi, which were all non-negotiable for me. Life in 200 square feet it's an exercise in extreme minimalism and efficiency. You learn to hate clutter. You learn that everything must have a purpose and a place. Cooking was surprisingly manageable. I had a 3-burner stove, a small oven, a medium-sized fridge. You're not hosting Thanksgiving dinner, but you can definitely cook healthy, real meals. The biggest challenge was counter space. It was a constant game of Tetris. Showering required a military-style approach. RV water heaters are tiny, usually 6 to 10 gallons. That gives you maybe 5 to 7 minutes of hot water. So you learn to get wet, turn the water off, lather up, then turn it back on to rinse. It's efficient, sure, but not exactly luxurious. My work from home setup was the dinette table. It worked, but it meant my office was also my dining room and my living room. There was just no separation. At the end of the workday, you can't just close the office door and leave. You're always in the office. And that was a bigger mental drain than I anticipated. Here's something you might not think about: humidity. RVs are small, sealed boxes. Just breathing, cooking, showering, it pumps an incredible amount of moisture into the air. Without a powerful dehumidifier running almost constantly, condensation will form on the windows and in the walls, and that leads to mold. It's this silent enemy you have to fight every single day. Okay, we're getting into the nitty-gritty now, and the numbers are coming up next. If you're finding this breakdown valuable, if it's giving you a realistic perspective you haven't seen before, do me a favor and hit that like button. It tells the algorithm that this is real, honest content people need to see. And if you want to follow more journeys into unconventional financial freedom, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's next. Speaking of unconventional paths, I know a lot of you are here because you're looking for ways to radically change your financial situation, just like I was. It's not just about saving, it's about earning. While I was in the RV, I spent a lot of time learning how to build income streams online. There's an incredible resource I came across that breaks down how ordinary people, starting from zero, are building 7-figure online businesses using YouTube and AI. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme, it's a genuine blueprint. I've put a link in the description below. If you're serious about creating more income, not just cutting expenses, check it out. It's a game changer. Now, let's talk about the money. Upbeat, right? The simple calculation is $1,600 saved per month times 24 months, which equals $38,400. That's a fantastic number, but it's not the whole picture. Let's do the real math. My average monthly housing cost in the RV was about $850. That's the $600 lot fee plus an average of $150 for electricity, which spikes in winter and summer, and about $100 for propane, mainly for heating in the winter. So my actual monthly savings compared to my old $2,400 apartment life was closer to $1,550. Over 24 months, that's $37,200. Still a life-changing amount of money. But here's the secret weapon, and this is what elevated the experiment from good to phenomenal. I didn't just let that money sit in a savings account. No. Every single month, that $1,550 was automatically transferred and invested into a low-cost index fund. And over those 2 years, the market was favorable, so those invested savings grew. At the end of the 2 years, I sold the RV. I had kept it in great condition, so I managed to sell it for $22,000. Remember, I bought it for $30,000. So that's an $8,000 loss, or what I like to call the cost of living over 2 years. Which is way better than the $56,800 in rent I would have paid. So let's tally the final score. We have $37,200 in saved cash flow, plus the investment returns, minus the $8,000 depreciation on the RV, plus the initial repair and accessory costs. When the dust settled, the total net benefit to my house fund was just over $70,000. The numbers worked. The experiment was a financial success. Seriously, but finance is only half the story. The other half is the human cost, and that part, it was much more expensive than I ever imagined. The next part will probably make you reconsider everything. The numbers look great on a spreadsheet, Living the reality is something else entirely. Let's talk about the struggles. First, the winters. I live in a climate with real winters. We're talking single-digit temperatures and snow. An RV is essentially a poorly insulated tent. I spent an entire weekend skirting the RV with foam insulation board just to keep the pipes from freezing. I ran through 30-pound propane tanks every 5 to 6 days just to keep the indoor temperature from dropping into the 40s. It was a constant, expensive, and stressful battle against the cold. One morning I woke up to frozen pipes anyway. No water, no shower. That was a low point. Second, the maintenance is relentless. An RV is a house on wheels, which means it has the problems of a house and the problems of a vehicle. Things are always breaking. A water pump fails, a slide out gets stuck, an electrical connection corrodes. You either have to become an amateur plumber, electrician, and carpenter, or you have to pay a fortune for mobile RV technicians. It's a part-time job you don't get paid for. Then there's the social stigma. Let's be honest, when you tell people you live in an RV park, you get a look. They imagine a rundown trailer park, not a clean, professional community. It was hard to explain my why to friends and family without sounding either crazy or, destitute. And that brings me to dating. How do you bring someone home to an RV? It's an incredibly awkward conversation. Hey, I've had a great time tonight. Want to come back to my trailer? It filters out a lot of people, and not always in a good way. It adds a layer of complexity to your personal life that is difficult to navigate. You have to be incredibly secure in your mission to withstand that social pressure. So after all that, was it worth it? This is the big question. Financially, yes, 100%. It catapulted me toward my goal of homeownership in a way that simply would not have been possible otherwise. I achieved the mission. But personally, would I do it again? Absolutely not. The stress of the maintenance, the isolation, and the constant low-grade discomfort, it just wears on you. It was a 2-year sacrifice. I treated it like a tour of duty. I had a clear objective and an end date, and that's the only thing that got me through. For me, the goal justified the means. But if you're thinking about this as a permanent lifestyle change without a specific financial target, you need to be brutally honest with yourself about what you're signing up for. Which leads me to a crucial point. There might be better ways. If I were to do it all over again, I would seriously consider these alternatives. First, van life. A converted van is more stealthy, more mobile, and has fewer complex systems to break. It's smaller, yeah, but the simplicity is a huge advantage. You basically trade space for less stress. Second, house sitting. There are entire platforms dedicated to connecting homeowners who need someone to watch their property and pets with people who need a free place to stay. You could live for months or even years with zero housing costs. This is an absolutely incredible under-the-radar option. Third, and this is a big one, renting a room or parking on a friend's or family member's property. If you have someone with land who is willing to let you park an RV for a very small fee, you get the savings without the unpleasant social environment of some RV parks. Don't just default to the RV park idea because it seems like the only option. The goal is to reduce your housing cost, and there are multiple paths to get there. So, to recap, I embarked on a 2-year experiment living in an RV, which allowed me to save and invest over $70,000 for a down payment. It was a financial triumph, but a significant personal challenge, marked by harsh winters, relentless maintenance, and social awkwardness. This journey taught me that extreme measures can yield extreme results, but the non-financial cost is very, very real. Now I have a question for you, and I want you to be honest in the comments. Based on what you've heard, which path would you choose? A, the RV experiment for maximum savings despite the hardship, or B, a less extreme alternative like house sitting, even if it meant saving more slowly. Let me know your choice and why. And if you're ready to tackle another financial myth, my next video, Why Working Harder Keeps You Broke, is one you can't afford to miss. We'll explore the counterintuitive reasons why more hours don't always equal wealth. Thank you for being here and for letting me share the full, unvarnished truth.